eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebere ngozi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'ugboro n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị, onye ọ bụ naanị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe na Chineke, na ihe ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekọtaghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe na Chineke nna, ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
That God has given us to pursue that collective interest, which is freedom. Everybody there who is antagonizing, calling names, no matter the post you occupy, no matter what you call yourself, even if you're a family member of IPOB or you're not a family member of IPOB, even if you claim that you're a Biafran or not a Biafran, freedom is our common interest. That is what every single soul in Biafra land wants. Freedom. We want to have our freedom. Freedom of association. Freedom to be able to decide our fate. Freedom to compete in anything we want to compete in. Freedom to pursue any post and any position we want to pursue. Freedom to be educated as much as we can. This is the problem. Freedom to utilize our mineral resources and use it to develop our area. This is what we're asking for. Freedom is a collective interest. This is it's not a common. It's not a selfish interest. Those who are pursuing their selfish interest are those ones who are still bent on pursuing someone they feel that is paying their salary. Just simply because it's somebody giving you a peanut as a salary every month, you will sell your life and sell your destiny of your own children. How good is that? Simply because of a monthly salary, you sell your future and sell the future of your own children. You can see what is going on. It is very clear that the spirit of Biafra have possessed every living soul in Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have woken. Even the spirit, even the dead. The dead are fighting for Biafra today. The dead are fighting for Biafra. That is why you don't have to sleep. If you sleep, you might be taken away. If you fall asleep, you might be carried away with the wind that is blowing. Every single soul is awake. Every single soul. That is why sometimes when I remember the warning that our brother Simon Ekpa gave about autopilot. Simon Ekpa gave that warning of autopilot. It was a prophecy. A prophecy that Simon Ekpa gave, autopilot, and he advised the leadership of IPOB to make sure that they can be able to organize the people when this autopilot starts. That they should pray. They should pray, just like Asuda Mazi have been praying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to overcome every challenges because he is a prayerful leader. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not start any broadcast or does not give any message without praying. That tells a lot. We have a spiritual leader. As a leader, not just another leader, a spiritual leader. Biafra spiritual leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything he says come to pass. And when Chukwu Okike Abiama revealed another revelation through our brother Simon Ekpa and told us that very soon Biafra's struggle is going to go on autopilot. And when it gets to autopilot, that we pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will give the leadership of IPOB the knowledge and wisdom to be able to control what is happening. Today you can see that very prophecy is what is happening. That autopilot is what is happening. You might not understand what I mean, but what I mean, today you can see a lot of armed groups. So many armed groups are raising up in the southeastern part of Nigeria. So many armed groups are coming up from the southern part of the southeastern part of Nigeria. Let me tell you for the record. For the record, let me tell you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established only ESN. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established only ESN as a vigilante group to protect us from the terrorists that are coming from the bushes. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established the ESN. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us that ESN, their duty, are in the bushes. They are not in the street. You cannot find them in the street. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established that very ESN after he has called on the governors so many times to protect the people, and the governors refused. Form a unitary group to protect the people, they refused. The Fulani herdsmen were killing our mothers, killing our farmers, making sure that nobody goes to the farm, taking our lands. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established the ESN to pursue the Fulani herders, the terrorist Fulanis who are in the bushes, killing our people. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu established ESN. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not establish Biafran army. Listen and listen clear. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not establish Biafran army. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not declare Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not declare any other security group. He did not form any other group, any armed group. He did not form any armed group. The only security group he formed was ESN. But today, what do you see? Today, there are so many armed groups springing up from southeastern part of Nigeria. So many armed groups. You hear when our senator our senator came out, Senator Abaribe. Senator Abaribe spoke out and he said that there are more than 20 armed groups that are fighting for Biafra in Biafra land. More than 20 armed groups fighting for Biafra in Biafra land. And today, every single human being have always known that it's only IPOB that their voice are heard. IPOB is the only peaceful organization that have come out to speak openly, that have a legitimate demand. And what they are demanding for is self-determination for every single Biafra. Self-determination through referendum. That is the pursuit of the IPOB. IPOB, we are not just making noise. IPOB all over the world take over the media and they preach the gospel. They protested and spoke to the world and told the world what is going on in that contraption called Nigeria. IPOB have been speaking. They are the only legitimate group that people know very well that have a standard organization that you can negotiate with. But today, what do you see? A lot of armed groups are springing up. The latest one that came up now was the one that called themselves Vipers. They came out. When they came out, they issued their ultimatum. Their fight was against that same enemy, the politicians, the elites, those who claim to know it all. They issued an ultimatum to them and told them to do the needful, gave them mandate that if they do not do the needful, that they are going to take action and take them out. This was exactly what our brother warned us about. That a time shall come when the Biafran spirit will possess every single Biafran and they will begin to pursue the struggle for freedom by their own way, any way they know how to pursue it. And that time is now. That time has come. As I am telling you, there are so many people. It is not only IPOB that is asking for Biafra. There are so many groups that are asking for Biafra. IPOB is the most exceptional and the most peaceful, most organized with a very recognized and sincere and faithful leadership. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are the only known one. But today, a lot of armed groups are springing up. Why is it like that? It is because the government of the Janjaweed have refused to see reason and listen to the voice of truth, voice of reason. They have refused. Instead of listening to the voice of truth and voice of reason, they have captured the voice of reason and put him in DSS. They didn't know that all this while, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was calming down a lot of forces in the southeastern part of Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the peacemaker in the southeastern part of Nigeria, holding down every agitating group. He was the one holding down every armed group. He was the one holding down. There are some people who are so dangerous that you cannot be able to stand them. They were coming down because they saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in the front, speaking their mind. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking the mind of everybody in that southeastern region. People were calm. And today, the Janjaweed have made the greatest mistake of taking away the voice, that voice that was calming people down, that voice that was telling people to calm down, that voice that was speaking the truth, that voice that was bringing peace to the Southeast. They have taken that voice out and kept it in DSS. And today, the spirit of Biafra have been released upon every single Biafra. It doesn't matter area you belong. It doesn't matter the language you speak. It doesn't matter the tribe. It doesn't matter your religion. Everyone is being possessed, and people are ready to take their freedom by themselves. Everybody is ready to go for that freedom, and that is the right thing to do. I am not blaming anybody. It is the right thing to do. Since the Janjaweed have refused to see reason, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have gave them a great opportunity to negotiate, a great opportunity to set the record straight, a great opportunity. Conduct referendum, and let these people decide their fate and go their way. Simple. A simple request that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put forward before them. They rejected that request, and today, because they have refused to listen to the voice, to the most peaceful and most gentle voice we have in Biafra land, because they have refused to listen to that voice, today what is happening in Biafra land? Everybody is taking arms. Every other group. Let me tell you, it's gonna happen. And don't be afraid. Every Biafran should not be afraid. Don't be afraid. All you have to do is to try as much as possible to defend yourself by all means possible. It is your right. It is my right. We have the right to defend ourselves. We have the right to defend ourselves. Since the Janjaweed have refused to see reason, to discuss with the most peaceful man you have in Biafra land, they were thinking that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is violent. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a violent man. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the most peaceful man I can think of in Biafra land. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the most peaceful man you can think of in Biafra land. He is not violent. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have controlled a force that can unleash destruction, in Nigeria. But all this while, for how many years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was consistent, controlling all these forces, making sure that nothing goes wrong. Some of them will be saying he's not on the ground. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wasn't on the ground, but he has been controlling forces, strong forces who can destroy Nigeria within hours, who can cause mayhem. But today, that voice, that cool voice, that gentle voice, that voice that can be able to listen to the voice of reason, they have taken him and kept him in detention. And today you can see what is happening. The people who are supposed to take over from him, who you think are able to direct issues, have lost control. I am sorry to say, the leadership of IPOB have lost control of the whole thing. That very warning that our brother Simon ever gave is what is happening today. This is not the time to fight for selfish interest. This is time for us to look back to the drawing board and fight for collective interest, which is freedom. If you spend the amount of time you spend on defending DOS, the amount of time you spend on defending individuals, if you spend that amount on defending Biafra and talking about the freedom of Biafra, Biafra will definitely come. If you spend that time in exposing the Janjaweed and what they are doing, the time you spend in talking against your own people, the time you spend in promoting individuals instead of promoting Biafra, the time you spend promoting individuals, promoting yourself, fighting against your own brother, if you spend that time to talk about Biafra, let me tell you, Biafra will come faster than you expect. This is not the time to look back. It is not the time to talk about people. It is not the time to talk about individual. It is time to talk about us. This is the time to talk about us. That was the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from the very first day I knew him, when he started this very struggle, up to date, he has never talked about himself. He doesn't even care about himself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, with the status he had, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not own a car. He doesn't have a car of his own. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even the clothes he wears, he doesn't buy anything for himself. He doesn't have an account. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't have a personal bank account. He doesn't have it. From the very first day he started this fight, the fight of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been about us, and not me. But today, you see people, when they come to make their broadcast and talk about this, they talk about themselves. They talk about individual. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't even promote aggression. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu promotes Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu promotes the struggle of Biafra through IPOB that he has established. He promotes Biafra. But today, some people are exalting that thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have created and make above Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How can you elevate such kind of an organization that he has established? You try to elevate the organization or people he has employed above him. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The only direction that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave us and the style he gave us is to put forward the concern of our brothers, our collective concern. That is what we have to put forward. Not individual concern, not individual upliftment, not pride of anybody. No, that is not what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught us. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lifestyle is a textbook for you to read. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lifestyle is not hidden. It's an open book for you to read and understand and know what to do. Open book for you to read the life of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you watch his attitude and listen to his messages, listen to the messages he has left for us, you don't have to be confused. You don't have to ask somebody, what am I going to do? Everything that we need to do by prayers, Chukwu Okike Abiama is revealing to us. Only that people who are supposed to take charge are not taking charge. People who are supposed to listen are not listening. People who are supposed to follow are not following. That is why we are having problems. But now we have to wake up, because for a very long time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was shouting, they are coming. They are coming. Today they are there. You can see what is happening in here. You can see what's happened in here and still happening. Ihiala own is the one that we are able to see and we are talking about. Other places, so many things happen. So many people are being killed. Genocide is going on in Biafra land as I speak. Every Biafran in Biafran land today needs prayer, and you have to be very, very careful. If you are in Biafra land, you have to be very, very careful where you go, how you go, and where you are at any given time. They have come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Do not put your hope on the politician. Don't put your hope on the politician, no matter what they are discussing. Do not put your hope on a politician. We have to go our own ways and continue to pursue what we are pursuing. If the politicians that claim to be Biafrans, the Biafran politicians who claim they are Biafra, they represent Biafra, if they want to go on a political solution or whatever, let them go ahead on a political. We continue what we are doing until we see result. We cannot stop what we are doing because somebody gave a promise. Who gave that promise? A politician. We cannot stop what we are doing because a politician gave a promise that he's going to change or he's going to do something. We cannot stop with what we are doing. It doesn't matter the angle they are coming from. It doesn't matter the propaganda they bring. It doesn't matter the level they bring. We cannot stop what we are doing. We cannot stop. We will continue to do what we are doing. Let them go ahead with their political solution. If at the end of the day the political solution comes, glory be to Chukwu Okike Abiama. But for us to stop what we are doing, we cannot stop. If you know anything you are doing to make sure that the supreme leader of IPOB, the leader of Biafran, is being released, continue to do that, he will surely be released. Continue to do that. Add more effort. And if you have not shared this video, share the video to all platforms. If you cannot make a video, at least you can share. You can share. Share to your platform. Share to family and friends. Let them know the situation of them so that they can be encouraged. So many people, so many Biafrans are losing it. Some are being discouraged. Some of them are losing focus after the election of Soludo. Some of them are losing focus and facing different directions, thinking that it's over. Let me tell you, it is not over yet. In as much as Soludo was elected, let me tell you, before Soludo was elected, I have watched so many videos where Soludo spoke about Biafra and his own suggestion. I have heard him places the way he defended Biafra and the way he spoke about Biafra. But let me tell you, do not trust a politician. Anybody that appears as a politician, do not trust that person. It doesn't matter who the person is. Even if it is your brother, even if it is your father, if it's your mother, if the person is so close to you, as soon as your friend becomes a politician, continue to doubt anything they do or say. You can't trust them. They can't be trusted. This is the situation. So many Biafrans are losing focus. That is why it is necessary that we continue to speak to people for them to stand strong and continue to do what they are doing. Biafra is here already. If anybody is telling you that Biafra is not going to come because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in captivity, tell that person that the person is lying. The detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will make Biafra come as faster as you don't expect. That is why we are asking for his unconditional release. As soon as he is released, Biafra comes. The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of Biafrans and the coming of Biafra. That is why you have to continue to do anything you are doing on your own to make sure Biafra comes. Continue to do it. This is why I do not blame those ones who are going up to form armed groups. Those ones who are forming armed groups, I don't blame anybody. And some people are telling me that some people will bring a narrative and say some of those people who are forming the armed groups are members of DSS. It is possible. Members of DSS can form armed group also, but let me tell you, all things work it for good for them that believe in Chukwu Gabiam. Everything that the Janjaweed does, everything they do to fight against Biafra will definitely turn out to be our own good. Everything the Janjaweed do, every of their plan, including the forming of armed group with their DSS, every armed group they form with their DSS will definitely work for our own good. Who are they going to kill? That is why we are saying Biafrans have to stay clear. Any day there is a sit at home, please sit at home. If you don't have anything to do outside in the night, don't come out. Anytime you don't have something important to do outside, stay in your home. Go to your business. After your business, go back to home. In Biafra land, this is not the time to marry. It is not the time to party. This is not the time to party in Biafra land. It is not time to call party and marry. It is not time for merriment. Go to your business and go back to your home. This is the time for you to be careful the steps you take and where you go. This is how to stay alive. The enemy is there already. The enemy is there. It is not the time. It is not even the time for those who claim they are rich. You are rich. You go to occasion. You begin to throw money around. This is not the time. It's not the time to throw money around. You saw what happened to Cubana. You saw what happened to Cubana when Cubana was doing his mother's burial. He used his mother's burial to promote his personal self and promote his Janjaweed. In his mother's burial, you saw our greatest enemy, Abba Kyari. Abba Kyari was in the burial of Cubana's mother, and he was dancing with Cubana. When I saw it, I was really disappointed. And today, you saw what happened to Cubana. They have called him, summoned him, DSS summoned him, and after much, if he's been released, do you know the under which condition he was released? Do you know the agreement he has reached before he had released? This is the way they hold our people captive. Every wealthy man you see in Igbo land is in captive in the hand of this Janjaweed. Almost all the wealthy men, all the rich men you see in Igbo land, some of them might be genuine and very clear, but there are most of them who are rich in Igbo land, wealthy men in Igbo land, more especially those ones that their wealth is not clean. Those ones who made their money through politics, they always have a promise to the Janjaweed. Janjaweed have their black book. That is why do not wait for them to support Biafra or sponsor Biafra. They can never do that. They can never do that. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knew about this. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not begging any billionaire in the southeast to support Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not receive any fund from any billionaire in the southeast to support Biafra. It is you and I, the contribution we make, you and I. The $1 we contribute, $2 that we contribute, that was what built IPOB and built ESN and still making the ESN stand up to today. There is no billionaire in the southeast that donated a couple. In the southeast, we have billionaires who can be able to fund Biafra war for years. Who can fund Biafra war for years and nothing will happen. But what do you see? They are there playing their own script, fighting for personal interest instead of collective interest. They are fighting for personal interest instead of collective interest. You see people, all the politicians in the southeastern part of Nigeria, in the southern part of not only the southeast, in the whole southern part of Nigeria, all the politicians are fighting for their personal interest. That is why you can never see them support any movement about their own region. As even in their Senate, those who call themselves senator, go to the House of Senate. Any day they are discussing anything that will favor their people, the only thing that the Janjaweed need is a phone call. They will make a phone call for them and pay money into their account. On that day of voting, you will not see any senator from the southeast. They will not come to the house that day to vote. They will be absent. If you go and check the record, they will be absent. The voting will be done in their absent. And when you ask them, they will tell you that day that they went to social place and so they go and do one thing or the other. That was why they were not there. When they are discussing something that concerns you, concerns your people, on a voting day, you don't see our senator, they don't vote. You will see those Janjaweed, those senators from the north that you say they don't know anything, they don't have brain, but yet they represent their people. They sit down, represent their people, they cast their votes. Even though we know we don't have enough vote in the southeast, we don't have enough vote to change anything in the southeast. But why don't you stay there, join your fellow Southerners and cast your vote? Join your fellow people. Let the Southerners come together and cast a vote, a uniform vote to make a point. They will never do that. They will never do that. Each time a vote that concerns their people is being cast, you will not see them in the Senate. The only time you will see them is when it is for allocation of contract. When you see them fighting for contract of building road, you think that they're going to build the road. The reason why they are dependent in anything you see probing and fighting of contract in their Senate, anytime they're talking about contract, they will give them the contract, they will come and pour quota on the road and steal the money. They will steal the money. If they mention the amount the Nigerians are using to construct their roads and construct their rail, you'll be marveled. You will marvel. Look at the rail they are campaigning with. The rail they are campaigning with and talking with. Go and check the rail Ethiopia did. Ethiopia rail line. Go and check Ethiopia rail line. Their rail is first class. First class railway is what they have. And in that first class railway, the amount they spend, there is half of the amount we spend in Nigeria. Half of amount the Janjaweed will spend in Nigeria to build their rail is what Ethiopia built to build a standard gauge, latest one. But if you come, these people, you give them money, they put it in their pockets. You put them, including those idiots who call themselves senators in the southeastern part of Nigeria. They impoverish it and make sure that nothing works. That is why when you are talking of Biafra, they will never support it because they know Biafrans cannot tolerate that. If we stand on our own as Biafran, we cannot tolerate that nonsense. You cannot give us something that is not standard. We cannot accept anything below standard in Biafra land. We won't. But it is because the Janjaweed have empowered below standard. That is why everything in Biafra land doesn't work. You see, even businessmen in Biafra land have been polluted to the extent that you see them, they will be going for cheap things and going for things that are below standard, even when they know standard one. Are you going to blame them? You cannot blame them because the government itself does not have any standard to check what we are using. They don't have any standard. The government itself will frustrate you and make sure that even the money you use for importation cannot be enough to import anything. If you begin to go for standard, you can't import anything except you go through the back door. The business we are doing, they have tried so much and everything possible to see that they impoverish the Biafrans and make sure that the Biafrans do not succeed. More especially the Igbo Biafrans. They make sure that the Igbo Biafrans do not succeed in their business. Upon that difficult situation, upon that tight corner that they put us, still we are succeeding all over the world. Today you see somebody from that country called Nigeria. Somebody from southern part of Nigeria will come and be celebrating Dangote. Somebody from southern part of Nigeria will come and be celebrating Dangote as the richest man in Africa. Knowing fully well that the Dangote is a ritualist. Dangote have performed the ritual with the blood of the people of the southern part of Nigeria. Dangote performed the ritual with the blood of the people of the southern part of Nigeria. And today, they are celebrating him. Even people in the southern part of Nigeria are celebrating Dangote as the richest man in Africa. Why won't he be the richest man in Africa? Because of Dangote, businesses have been condemned. People have been killed because of them. People have committed suicide because of Dangote. Go and check. When you are talking about the bad road, the cost of the bad road we have in the southern part of Nigeria, if you check about the cost of the damage of the road and the bad road we have, 98% of the cost of the bad road is Dangote. Dangote is the cost why we have bad road in southern part of Nigeria. It is his trailer. His trailer is one of the contributors of the destroying of the road. Every road in the south is go and see. You see trailers breaking down everywhere. Trailer of Dangote. Talk of death. Dangote trailer have caused more deaths than any other vehicle in that very country called Nigeria. How many times have you seen trailers running into market to kill people? trailers running into market to kill people. Even those trailers carry petrol, trailers that explode all the time, bomb market, going to market and kill people. Majority of those trailers are owned by Dangote. Because of this Dangote, cement in Nigeria, in that country called Nigeria, a country of more than 200+ million people, only one person supplies cement. Only one single person supplies cement. Not that other people cannot do it. We have so many other people who can do it. We have so many other people who can do it and compete on a very standard level. But yet, they seize all the certificates and take everything and give to somebody. They struggle and make sure that they kill Ibeto. Today, do you hear about Ibeto anymore? Do you hear about it? They saw a man doing his legitimate business. You were hearing about Nkalago Cement. Everyone was hearing about Nkalago Cement. Maybe you have forgotten. So many of us have even forgotten that we have Nkalago Cement in Igbo land before. We had Nkalago Cement. Where is it today? Where is it today? All this, we cannot have any cement factory. The only people that produce cement now is Dangote. And the most annoying thing is that Dangote will go to other neighboring countries and sell this cement in a cheap price. But when he comes to Nigeria, he will sell to Nigeria at the costless price. There are so many other countries in Africa where Dangote is selling cement. When you go there, Dangote is selling cement cheaper in other countries than in the contraption called Nigeria. And yet, nobody is doing anything. People are going about their business as if nothing happened. What does that tell you? When you see a monopolized economy, why would he be the richest man? Why would he be the richest man in the world? He doesn't even have brain. If an Igbo man or a Biafran man was in the position of Dangote, he would be the richest man in the world, not just in Africa. If a Biafran man, an Igbo Biafran, is given the opportunity that Dangote was given, he will become the richest man in the world. Not just in Africa. But today, you see what is happening. They have destroyed everything that belongs to other people. That was how they stopped people from importing sugar. They stopped people from importing rice. It is only Dangote that imports rice. Only Dangote that imports sugar. Everything, all those essential needs, essential daily needs of people. Those things they know that is essential and compulsory. Those things that they know, they are essential needs that people have to get. Exactly. Eagle cement also. Those things that are essential that people are supposed to have today, everything is being handed to Dangote to supply. Dangote alone providing for 200-something million plus, and yet he is just the richest man in Africa. What ritual is more than that? What kind of which blood money is greater than that? When they are talking about blood money, which other blood money is greater than that? And upon the fact that they gave him this monopoly, upon giving him this monopoly, Dangote doesn't pay tax. Dangote doesn't pay tax. Go and check the tax of Dangote. Go and check how much Dangote pays in tax. Go and check how much does Dangote pay in tax. He has a lot of waivers in tax. And yet you will see somebody from the southern part of Nigeria supporting him and exalting Dangote as the richest man in Africa. What a shame. What a shame. Today they have also carried the license of building a refinery. Are you telling me that it's only Dangote that can be able to build a refinery? There are so many other wealthy men. We have billionaires in southeastern part of Nigeria. We have billionaires in the southern part of Nigeria. We have them in the southwest. We have billionaires, other billionaires who can be able to build a refinery. But what did they do? As usual, they have given Dangote an open check to continue to put us in poverty. And this is why you see that every killing that is happening in the southern part of Nigeria, Dangote is a contributor to the killing. Dangote is a contributor to every killing that is happening in the southern part of Nigeria. Because he is building a refinery. The oil they want to pump into that refinery is from Biafra land. How do you think that he will allow Biafra to stand? He will support the killing of Biafrans by all means possible. He will make sure that the people of the southern part of Nigeria do not survive. You can see the massive refinery he's building in Lagos State. See the refinery he's building in Lagos State. Is it only Dangote that can be able to build that? No, the answer is no. This is one silent killer that we fail to recognize. Dangote is a killer, a murderer. A murderer that the whole southern part of Nigeria should be calling out. Everybody in the southern part of Nigeria should be calling him out for the murder that he's committing. He is the greatest person who has committed genocide in every country of Nigeria. It is because of Dangote that so many people are impoverished. They cannot have 1 square meal a day. They can't have 1 square meal a day. Every of their rights is being gathered together and given to one man. This is why it is time to fight for collective interest. Collective interest. Everybody, every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria, everybody that is genuinely asking for freedom should stand up and speak up and continue to ask for the unconditional release of President Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because as soon as Biafra comes, all this nonsense will automatically come to an end. As soon as Biafra comes, as soon as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released and Biafra is being declared, every nonsense you are hearing about will automatically stop. The insecurity will automatically stop. The poor economy will continue stop. The bad road you're hearing, the accident you're hearing, all this killing and all poverty you're seeing will be eradicated by itself. You will have a right to that very wealth that is under your knees. In Biafra land, every state in Biafra land, when I mean Biafra land, when I'm talking about the old Southeastern region, every Biafra land, every state in Biafra land, they have mineral resources. Some of us have our own house built on mineral resources. So many of us are living on top of mineral resources in the southeast part of Nigeria, in the south part of Nigeria, in Biafra land. Every Biafran state has mineral resources excess. As soon as Biafra comes, you can be able to use the mineral resources in your own region to develop yourself. Biafrans are not lazy people. Biafrans are. You can see since after the Civil War, Biafrans have been working for themselves, doing everything for themselves, and being able to create and make awareness for them, make a way for themselves. Nobody is doing it for them. We have been doing it for them, and we will continue to do so. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter the strategy they bring. It doesn't matter where they are coming from. No matter the angle where they are coming from, we will continue until our victory comes. They can't stop us. They cannot stop us. They cannot make us to be weak. They can't make us to begin to look other way around. Please, Biafrans, any Biafra, wherever you are, the message we have to preach now is to pursue our collective interest. It is not time to begin to form a party. A party of this, I believe in this person, I believe in that person, or I support this person, I support this person. Time for that has gone. This is time for us to fight for collective interest and pursue our freedom. The target of every Biafran and every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria is freedom, including the Oduduwa brothers. Our Oduduwa brothers are also asking for freedom. They're asking for, the Middle Belters are asking for freedom. It is high time we stand up and pursue our collective interest. And now, as I speak to you, the symbol of the collective interest that we're looking for is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and also Sunday Igboho. Every indigenous tribe in the country of Nigeria is supposed to be demanding for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho. Unconditional release. Because these two people have not committed any crime whatsoever. They are only asking, making a legitimate request of the desire of their own people. They are just speaking your own voice and my voice. And these people who have given their own life to fight for you and I, how can any man in his right senses tell us to calm down? Calm down. Don't talk much about this. Don't speak up. Calm down. Don't calm down. Tone it up. If you know anything you can do to make sure that very section of the country called Nigeria, more especially the southeast, if anything you can do to make sure that the southeast region becomes too hot for the political elites, the Ohanese Igbo, and the governors to have a rest, do it. That is the best way to go. Anything that you can do to keep them on their toe, that is what to do. If they want to go ahead with their political solution, let them continue. That cannot stop us from doing what we are doing. It cannot stop us. When South Africa was fighting for their own independence, South Africa has their youth we are fighting. As NCC or NCC we are fighting for the Mandela group we are fighting. As Mandela group, there was another group. While Mandela was negotiating, there was another group that we are fighting day and night to make sure that Biafra comes. There was another group that was fighting to make sure that they have their freedom. Why Mandela was negotiating. So anybody that wants to go on with any political, go on with the political situation and don't distract us. We are pursuing what we are pursuing to make sure that we have our freedom. The fight is for everybody. You can't leave it for one person. You cannot leave it for one person. There is no single person that can be able to do it. We are going to do it collectively. That is why I do not come against anybody that has formed any group or any form. All those armed groups that are springing up. The armed groups, let me tell you, they are not under the command of IPOB. They are not under the command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not form any armed group. The only security group that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have formed is ESN. But remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us, if you know anything you can do to make Biafra come, go ahead and do it. Don't forget that. Anytime you are seeing these things happening, don't forget that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said it. If you feel that my own method is difficult for you or is too light for you, if you know anything you can do to bring Biafra, go ahead and do it. And you can see, today, the struggle for Biafra is on autopilot. You see people springing out from all corners, from all angles. Springing up from all angles, including their DSS also. But let me tell you, do not be afraid of whatever DSS is doing, because all things, just as the Bible says that all things worketh for good for those who trust in Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is what is happening. All things worketh together for good for those who trust in Chukwu Okike Abiama. Anything they are doing, anything DSS is doing, is working for our own good. They can go ahead. The people they are going to kill are those people who have refused to embrace Biafra. All those political elites, you see them. All those politicians that have decided that Biafra will not come. All those politicians they are using to talk down on Biafra. All those politicians they are using to work and make sure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being delayed in prison. They are the ones that DSS are going to kill. DSS is going to kill all of them, one after the other. They are going to take them out in order to frame IPOB. At the end of the day, the world will only know what is happening. And the world know that we are not violent people. We are not terrorists. We only defend ourselves when it is necessary. When it is necessary. And it's not against, it is the law of nature. It is the law of nature that when you want to take a life, man can do anything possible to protect themselves and save themselves from trouble. So don't be scared if somebody is going to call you a terrorist or whatever. Do not be worried about that. Don't be worried about the name they will call you. If they are not even calling you name, it means you are not doing anything. It means you are not doing anything. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was called a terrorist. Awolowo also was called a terrorist. Mandela was called a terrorist. Martin Luther King was also called a terrorist. And all these people, we are taken to court on very serious charges. On very serious charges, all of them. The same case our Nnamdi Kanu is facing today. Every prominent man that have fought for freedom of their own people have faced the same fate. They have faced the same fate. And at the end of the day, they come out victorious. And our Nnamdi Kanu must definitely come out victorious. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying or what they are doing. He will come out victorious. The only thing we have to do is to continue to do our part. Take example from what others have done in the past. There are so many other countries that have fought for their own freedom. Don't worry, don't bother yourself. Some people will be trying to discourage you and tell you, now that they are forming an group, when we will get our freedom, we will kill ourselves. Let us kill ourselves. Don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. There will always be a settlement. Every country that you can see today that is functioning very well, they pass through this thing we are passing through. They pass through what we are passing through today. So many countries you can see in the world, they pass through. UK passed through the same thing. US passed through the same thing. Germany passed through the same thing. Most of them fought internal war within themselves. By the end of the day, everything was settled. Everything was settled. Some of them will be giving you example of Southern Sudan. Now, Southern Sudan, now they have got freedom, they are fighting. Southern Sudan, even as they are fighting, they are 101% better than Nigeria. They are 101% better than Nigeria in economy and everything. They are better. They are better. Even as they are fighting the war, they are better than Nigeria. Nigeria is number 3 in the most terrorized country, in the world terrorist list. Nigeria is number 3 terrorist country you have now. In the latest information I comment, Nigeria is number 3. Nigeria is number 3. So when anybody is telling you that when we get Biafra, we will fight and kill ourselves, don't mind them. This is a propaganda. We won't kill ourselves. Even if we do, we will settle it. It happens everywhere. It's something that's common. Even in family, people quarrel in family. In a family, your own brother, your own blood brother, you can quarrel, you can argue. At the end of the day, you settle the matter. You settle it. It's a family issue. It's a family issue. We want to settle our issue as a family, not as How can anybody be thinking of having any settlement with a Janjaweed? A Janjaweed who doesn't have the same mindset with you. We don't have the same mentality. We don't have the same ideology. We don't have the same religion. We don't have the same thinking. We don't even look alike. We don't eat the same kind of food. On what table are we going to stand and begin to make negotiation? Which table? Which table? Where are you going to start? Where will you start? Anything you are doing to make sure that Biafra can continue to do it and increase, please share this video to all platforms so that people can be able to hear our voice. Anything you are doing, do not lose your guard. Don't lose your guard. Don't lose your guard in what you are doing because of what you had. Because they told you that they are having a political solution. They are going for political solution. Then you stop doing what you are doing. If you do that, you are useless. You are as good as useless. If you do that, you are good as useless. Because our Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the very first time they brought this political solution issue, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu told them, go ahead with your political solution. I am holding the pursuit of my self-determination. When you bring your political solution, if I look at it, if it is something we can be able to follow, then I can drop mine. But you cannot tell me to drop what I'm doing when you have not done anything. How can any responsible man, you drop what you are doing when you have not seen anything, only that you are doing a promise? Promise by a politician. How can anybody believe a promise from a politician? How? Okay, look at the politicians that we are telling you to go and vote. Politicians that we are telling you to go and vote, talking about political solution. Is it the same politician who cannot stop the jet fighters from bombing Ihiala? Just a few days ago, Ihiala was bombed. And these politicians cannot speak up. They cannot stop it. These are the people who are going for political solution. The people who are going for political solution, they are there. They are killing Biafrans on daily basis. Southeastern region is under siege. People are being killed. They are not saying anything. They are not uttering the word. None of them can come out in the national television and speak angry. I want to fight more, and there is no going back.
O Mary Wonindizu, Monioya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Kulaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kulaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kulaburi Mary Nnamdi bu onyedu aimo. O Mary Wonindizu, Monioya. Abakare, Mama Daora, Kulaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kulaburi Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two. Now Python that's a three. Kulaburi Mary Nnamdi.